and hello on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. On this day, I decided to, instead of waiting for gifts and presents, give you guys something. One thing is in process. I'm not going to say what it is. It's not coming out today, but very much is being crafted today for a wider release. But the second thing is this live that I'm doing on Facebook, Instagram, and usually this is for a closed group for those who have purchased my course and for my little community of videographers and video producers. But today, and not just because it's my birthday, but because I know a lot of you struggle with your current business, given what's going on in the world, all kinds of shutdowns and needing to adapt quickly to an online world and advertising yourself there, or maybe you're just starting something new, which might be a great time for that. Hey, you always wanted to start that pizza business, perfect time now. Home-based pizza business or mobile pizza business, right? Like I have some people doing it. So whatever that is, while you prepare your questions, Instagram, Facebook, I will go through 3 case studies swiftly so you can maybe get some value from it, even if you're not in the same niche. So the 3 things that we'll discuss that I have here is someone close to me who has an online store, an Etsy store, and how they look at advertising. And I wanted to kind of relay the things I was telling them yesterday to you so you can get value from it and hopefully realize what you might be missing out on for a little time and maybe tiny money investment, because the returns could be much greater, right? That's one thing. Second problem, so that's a problem with advertising and inconsistency in sales. Second problem is a filmmaker who came to me just yesterday, somebody who I know, who wrote to me, and he says that they don't have the budget to spend like $25,000. That's supposedly, I have to check, but it might be close to probably true. $25,000 for a 2-page ad spread. Spread just sounds so nasty. Sorry. For a 2-page spread in Hollywood Reporter and or maybe Variety. Not sure if Variety is cheaper, but we'll get to the bottom of it. But that's basically the problem. So what can you do, or what can this filmmaker do to reach Academy members who are usually also readers of these said magazines? And the third problem is that got solved by a really fun show. Any of you seen Vikings might have also, or maybe only seen a show called Norsemen, which is a funny take on all those Viking shows, good humor and such. So we're gonna talk about how they hacked Netflix algorithm and with a little investment to end up on Netflix, right? Instead of a smaller sale or tier network, if you will. So, with that said, do we have people live on coming?
Yes, we have in total 17 people live.
Now, am I looking on my birthday? I don't often do this on my birthdays, but when I do, it's for you. Anyway, got my mate tea. I'm hyped. Oh, here's a video. I wanted to share it on my timeline as well. Give me a second. Prepare your questions, and we're going to go through these 3 case studies, helping those people and you hopefully get value from it. Boom, 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 boom. Usually I'm in my garage, but it's so much warmer here in my living room. I've got my Christmas tree that I need to decorate still. This live video, let me share it to my personal timeline. Copy link, no. More options. Share to. What is that? Share via. No. Uno momento. Yes, so we'll discuss those 3 things. Let me just share. I'm trying to share my live video to my personal, so you guys can post. Boom. I guess that should be working. Yes. All right. So if you hop on, Sveiciens visiem latviešiem arī, the person holding the phone right now and helping me does not speak Latvian, so might have a little hard time reading. But he did learn this, sunīts un kaķītis. So he is on the right path to maybe discover Latvian in one day. I don't know, probably not going to happen. But yeah, try to ask you a question in English. If not possible, jautājiet latviski. Alright, so let me go through these 3 things and hopefully you can get value from it. So someone close to me yesterday said that, hey, we have a friend who also owns an Etsy store and she is making, she is advertising like you said we should, and she is making on average $250 on each $100 that she invests. I'm like, well, that's great. I don't know her profit margins, you know. I mean, but you know, that's the case basically, which is good. I'm like, yeah. So $100 in, $250 out on a broader scale. I mean, it doesn't always go like that, but can be close to that. I'm pretty sure that if she puts in about $1,000 a day or a week, she ends up getting out $2,500 and so forth. It doesn't mean that at a $100,000 scale it will be the same ratio. It might be better, it might be worse, but we'll work with the stats that I was given with. So in that range, right? So the person close to me said, well, I'm not sure if I should do that. She mentioned her conversion ratio on the site is 2 to 3%. But ours is better at 4. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have consistent traffic running to your site. If that person has a constant conversion rate that they're already happy with and they're profitable, that is all the magic in online marketing, right? I mean, if you can put in $1 in and get $2 out, you're winning. I mean, you're already winning even if you're breaking even because you could do upsells. And if you're making $1.50 on $1, but if that person is putting in $100 and taking out $2.50, I would say do that every fucking day you can, and the more you can put in, the better. Well, she's like, well, yeah, but my conversion rate is better. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have enough traffic, therefore you don't have consistency, therefore you don't have predictability in your business, as you might not have either, maybe, especially nowadays, right? But look, that person is killing it now, killed it in November, going into December. Some people have good sales in some niches or product sales go well. It doesn't matter if it's a pandemic on those months, but guess what? You might be, based on previous stats, sucking on your thumb in January, February, March, and so forth. So if you want consistency and you already have data that shows that you're putting in $100 and taking $250 out, why would you not do that every day? So my person said, well, what if some days I don't have it? I'm like, well, then you should set the money aside, which I've made that mistake plenty of times, right? I know that, hey, if I spend on average $1,000 advertising my course, I can sell 2 to 3 of them. I have a great return on my investment and make $3,000 to $4,000 on a $1,000 investment. So, and that's great. I mean, but I think most business standards is a pretty good ROI. So, but if you're full, like even me sometimes, and don't know how to manage your stuff up to a certain level, or until you learn, you might end up blowing that money, and you're like, oh, happy, I made some money. Let me just, I don't know, buy Christmas gifts or take myself to shopping for a new vehicle. Anyway, right? If you have data that shows that you are profitable with your ad campaigns, you should be doing. So, and she still wasn't fully grasping why, if some days or some months I don't need it. Great, if you don't need it, you don't. But that can supplement your sales, that's one. And second, if you know what sells good in your store, in your online store or your service, you can offer more and more and scale that. If you know that a certain product is going really well in Japan, in Sweden, sell more of that specific product, advertise it in those countries. Now, if you still don't understand, if this is new to you, like the person close to me was saying, I'm like, listen, compare it to a real store. So a real store, just like McDonald's puts them always in high traffic area, you probably be it on Fifth Avenue or be it a little small town in Eastern Europe. It doesn't matter. Like you probably have chosen to meet your customers, your potential customers, where they might be, right? In a high traffic area where they might come in to buy souvenirs, where they might come to get some type of food that you're offering, right? So imagine closing your business that you're paying rent for half the time, half the week. For some reason, you're like, no, you know what? I'm paying rent, but I'm going to shut my business down so they can't come in. Why? You know, you still have to pay rent. So you don't back out of your rent. You can't tell your landlord, hey, I'm going to be the person renting out this location, but you know what? I don't feel good about paying you $5,000 for rent every month. I'm going to pay you like $2.5, maybe $3, because I'm going to be open, I don't know, when I feel like it. That would be ludicrous, right? That would be crazy. I mean, granted, now all kinds of governors and governments telling us, wherever you might live, hey, fucking shut down, your restaurant can't serve anymore, and that is happening, and you have to adapt to that too. But it would be crazy for yourself to decide that, right? Like, hey, my store that I'm paying rent, or maybe, what do you call it, you bought it, financing, whatever money is going out to sustain that location. Okay, I understand you might have a day or two off, or maybe so your slow days, it doesn't make sense to keep it open. Like I have this diner here, it's mostly for elderly. Elderly people tend to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. That's when they open, and they close already at noon. And I can never make it to get some local burgers and chicken wings past noon because the diner would just be closed. But with that said, if you have ads campaigns, or if you're considering messing with them, testing them, do it consistently. Even if it's just, I have a reminder here myself that says market daily. And keep marketing daily, even if it's $1, if it's $5 a day, or $500 a day. If you can pull out money profitably, you should be doing it day in and day out. Otherwise, it's like closing your store, a real retail store, let's say, just because Etsy is somehow, or Amazon, whatever you might sell your stuff aside from your own, or maybe you don't have even your own domain, which you should have, because giving away traffic to these third parties, if you will, a lot of that traffic will be redirected to your competitors. But now you can buy Amazon ads within Amazon, and Etsy, I guess, is offering like ads that you can, advertise to their audience within their platform. So it's not like you have to take people from Facebook, which you could, and run it to your offer or your products, but you can run the ads within that. So if that person is doing, putting in $1,000 and taking out $2,500, why would you not keep doing that, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to take $100 each day out, and it doesn't always happen that day. For many it does, for many it doesn't, but let's say over a course of weeks or a month, why would you not keep doing that? That would be just as crazy as closing your real retail store and saying, I don't know, I'm just going to be closed Monday through Wednesday. Maybe I'll open Thursday, Friday. That's when I'll run ads, run traffic through my store, right? Then I'll be closed again for a half a week. Or maybe this week I'll take off, right? That would be crazy. Why would you not keep having eyeballs at your offer, especially at profit? So keep advertising. Anyway, do we have a question? So that's my rant on that first case. Birthday things coming in. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So our second case, which actually the person is still writing to me about this, is a filmmaker who has a completed film, and the filmmaker is trying to reach Academy members, right? People who give you Oscars, pretty much, right? How many of them are there usually? Is it 3,000 on average or something?
I don't know.
More? 5,000? Or
Probably.
less, like below 1,000. I think it's about 3,000 to 5,000. Actually, no. And it's a little bit. It's kind of important too. How many Academy members are there? Oh, it says that's because 8,469 voting members of the Academy of Motion Pictures wheel to best the most prestigious and coveted awards in Hollywood. So 8,500 Academy members. So this person, this filmmaker, who has a completed movie, quite successful, and wherever it was released, says to me, "Hey, we don't necessarily have a $25,000 advertising budget to market this film to Academy members. How can we reach them?" I'm like, "Well, what do you mean you don't have that budget?" Well, not like well, be more specific. He's like, "Well, like 25,000 for a 2-page spread in Hollywood Reporter, which is one of the most prominent magazines in print and also digital version here in Hollywood." So I said, "Well, that's not your only option, is it?" So he's coming from me for strategy, and here's a short answer on that I would give to anyone with such a problem. That budget, you take even 1/3 of it, you take even 1/10 of it. If all you had was left was $2,500 instead of 25,000, and you're trying to, because here's the things for those of you who don't know, like in these ads, usually in the magazine, I had one somewhere here, consist of maybe the filmmaker one. Oops, the camera pushing. I'll see if there's one here in the Movie Maker magazine. But they usually, the way they are, it's like a spread of a poster of your film, and then it says basically for your consideration. So right, for your consideration for this to be looked at as a film, as a piece of art, and then also often suggested like for your consideration, best actress, best directing, best writing, whatnot. So emphasis on those things that I guess really have stood out after completing this film, which are not often the same things that when you went in to make it, something else might surprise you later in a good way, or the other way around. Here, I don't see it. I guess they don't have it. But anyways, it's usually a 2-page spread. It will be like a 1 to 2-page spread, and it will say for your consideration, Academy members, right? Best actress, best director, best writing, whatnot, best editing, and you know, they look at it, right? So it's for their consideration if they haven't seen it yet. I think most Academy members who are responsible basically for those Oscars and who gets them try to watch a lot of films. But so what's the strategy? You don't have that money to put the ad in these. This is an old school method. Nobody said that's the only one. The industry has changed, and so have the methods of how you can market your film. And if you want the prestige and you're trying to win those coveted awards like an Academy Award, and you need to influence the decision makers, aka the Academy, thank you Academy, thank you God, and you want to be standing up there, you don't have $25,000 for that spread in the magazine. Use it on social media ads. How? Well, target everybody who reads Hollywood Reporter. Target everyone who reads Variety, right? What's another one? Those are the two main ones, right?
Yeah.
Variety and Hollywood Reporter. To this day, they have digital prints. It doesn't matter if where people read it. What matters, Facebook already has gathered the data over the course of the years. They know that you like to read them. They know that you like the page, Hollywood Reporter and Variety. And you can even target similar ones. But if personally I was to run and I had a $2,500, so $2,500 budget instead of a $25,000, right? Let's just round it up. Let's just send 10. It doesn't matter. Strategy pretty much the same. So let's say I have 10K instead of 25K to put it all in one magazine and be like, hopefully enough people see it and consider watching my film. I would put 10K into Facebook and YouTube and Instagram ads, and I would target people who like, especially on Facebook, Instagram, those two magazines, Variety and Hollywood Reporter. I even would separate the daily budgets, let's say $100 or $200 to $100 for this, targeting only Variety readers, and $100 targeting Hollywood Reporter likers or readers, and seeing which one gets better responses. Because here you're not trying to sell like a real product or or anything else. You're trying to get maximum number of impressions and engagement. So maybe your trailer and the poster and some likes, comments. Basically engagement. Really, at the core, quite a basic campaign. if you were paying somebody money for that, the strategy is the most valuable part. The execution, it's not that hard to execute a campaign like that. You don't have to guarantee yourself, or as a company, like, nobody should guarantee, but try to aim for sales or stuff. It's really about impressions to get that consider my movie for an Academy Award in front of the right eyes, right? So that's what I would do. That's how I would use the budget. If you have a film you're trying to get in front of Academy members, and it doesn't apply only to films. Same thing about anything else. Like, this filmmaker is not aware of it, or just maybe didn't think of it, I don't know, or is skeptical. You might be skeptical about your industry. Those people are there, Oh, my industry is older people seen years ago. Guess what? They moved to Facebook 5-10 years ago, and they're not going to TikTok or anywhere else. Okay? So that's that. You have any comments? No?
Mm-mm.
What are you guys doing on a Monday? You're celebrating my birthday?
You just have people saying happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Well, keep getting notifications here. All right. And the third case study that I wanted to discuss is a fun one. So we were just discussing the show called Norsemen. If you've seen it on Netflix, it's a funny take on Viking shows. Shot really well, acted, performed really well. But at first I didn't even know it's a satire for about Viking shows. I was just like, this humor is really awkward and good. I'm like, is this really a Viking show? But then 5-10 minutes in, I realized it's basically a parody of Viking shows. Really well executed, funny, and it's called Norsemen, right? And what Norsemen apparently did, as we discussed just minutes ago, was they kind of hacked the Netflix algorithm for their own benefit, right? So they had sold it to a smaller network.
They sold it through their own country.
Oh, so own country. See, so some Europeans here again. European case studies. So apparently some to Norway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So producers from Norway sold their Viking parody show Norsemen, and I would guess it's probably bigger money than we have in Latvia for whatever sales, but still, so proportionally, it's probably a lot smaller, arguably smaller than they would get for a good deal in the U.S. Well, what did they do? They took the remaining whatever budgets from sales, I guess. What was it, $18,000? $18,500 and invested it into Facebook ads. And they ran it to the audience potential. What was it? Also Nordic people, actually.
Yes, Swedish, Norwegian cities in the U.S.
See, well, like Nordic people from.
No, just straight up Norwegian people from the U.S.
They targeted Norwegian people
in the U.S.
Living in the U.S.
The most popular Norwegian cities in the U.S.
Which made sense. I guess they guessed that right. I mean, they might have tested different audiences, but I guess a couple weeks in, they realized that resonates the best, and ran with it. And over the course of the next only 3 months, spent this considerable nice budget. You can do a lot with damage, if you will, with 18,000 if you're just trying to also get impressions, right? So they got a lot of impressions, meaning they got actual social proof, probably a lot of, I didn't get to dive into those ads, they're probably somewhere in the ad library, or we can see some case studies, but they probably got a lot of good shares, comments, likes under their ads.
5.5 million impressions and then 2 million shares.
Nice, 2 million shares, 5 million impressions, and then they went to Netflix, and that helped them sell it, right? Yeah. And get a probably fat check from Netflix, even if they pay a year later, right? And they have, I believe, they're past 1 season now. There's
3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Netflix ordered 2 seasons.
Right. So Netflix ordered 2 more seasons. That's great. So the show and look, and they got, and I will admit, I'm doing the same thing. Once I saw my organic reach, I released a TV show in Latvia, so you can see in Latvia, Grēcīgā America, right? And that show got really, really, really amazing responses. I've never done something to that extent where I had proportionally to people who saw it, so many great responses and feedback, and how much people liked it and how they made them feel, how it made them feel. The only thing I felt like, okay, more people on their platform. I wish more people saw it. So I fought for the right, and I finally got the network to say, okay, yes, you can release 2 out of the 4 episodes on YouTube, which on my channel, because then I can advertise it and push it to the right audience, so more eyes will catch on and then share it or talk about it, and then also have a link below where they can go and sign up or go to watch the rest of the episodes on their platform. For all of you Latvians, it's Shortcut, yeah? Shortcut LV, or as I call it, Latvian Netflix. It's not Netflix, but it's a similar platform, digital platform with a lot of good content, also a lot of great of our own content, right? And so by me being able to advertise for as little as $1 to $5 a day, that's $30 a month, $150 if you can afford it a month, that gets you so many extra views. And if you already have had success, or in my case, like so many people took the time after watching an episode to write to me personally and DM on Instagram, let me find this director or this guy who was in it, boom, boom, and I'll take all this time. It's not, nowadays, I feel it's a lot of time and effort still, right? Going in and finding and messaging, I was like, that should work on a broader scale too. So if I can advertise that, just like Norsemen did, and get more social proof, well, then maybe either the same network or somebody else will see that, and somebody who can smell the success and see that, oh, there's social proof, there's people already like it. It's not something that's vaguely out there. It's not something that we're taking a massive leap on, or hoping that things will go right, but it's something that people already are loving. Let's give these guys a chance to make more of it. That's basically the strategy. Get the impressions, get in front of the right audience, and you can do it for whatever your budget is. You don't have the $25K to be advertising in one of the Hollywood magazines, so what? Advertise for fucking $5 a day, you're golden still. It's more than doing nothing. And if you can't make $5 a day for your advertisement, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, even during the pandemic, even if you're not legal in whatever country you live in, you can go and make $5 a day for your advertising budget. Go help somebody, go help some neighbors put out an offer that you're gonna rake their lawn and whatnot. Okay, so I hope you get the point. So that's a good case study of the TV show Norsemen, how they use the ad budget, which is not that big, right? 18,000, but you can do a lot with it on social media. So don't think that's too little, because if we put it next to the $25,000 that they asked for 2 pages in one magazine, that people, a lot of them still gonna pass by, catch them where they are on the cell phones and on their computers, right? And yeah, I'm using a similar strategy myself on YouTube. So, and in my trailers, the pieces I took out had a lot of amazing, like I would use Gary Vee's basically content pyramid model, right? Instead of like building up things to like old school way with a couple of trailers and then stuff is released, you release everything together. You release the main piece, episode, whatever it is, and then take out chunks. Take official teaser out. I took out the intro, which was really funny. Took out some other outtakes, pieces that are fun, and just boom, put them out as posts. Those posts that perform well turn into a paid ads. Run them $1 to $25 a day, whatever you can afford. That same audience, and you start getting more and more social proof. Your content is being talked about, or your product or your service, therefore, as well. All right, so that's that. Do we have any questions? Nothing. Just birthday wishes. I got you. All right. Anyway, I will share this to my private community as well, Adformers Academy, where we usually discuss this. So if you are someone who's trying to grow their business, especially with the video marketing, and especially if you are a videographer, video producer, and want to figure out what kind of videos to sell to businesses, or if you are a business owner and wants to know what kind of 5 types of businesses that 5 types of videos that your business needs nowadays to market, hit me up. I have a course about that. And if you're a video producer who wants to put their clients on monthly retainers, go to happyfilmmaker.com or catch one of my ads for a free webinar and case study of how I've done it with my clients. Okay. If you have any more questions, let me know. Comment below. I'll try to answer. But you're better off catching me live because that's when I can tackle the problem right away instead of writing a long response under the video. But here's my more happy birthday greetings coming in. Thank you so much, everybody. Feels good. It's a good day. That's it. I tune out. Peace. Ciao.